Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Blades here, and yes, we're on episode 9. Looking at the screen, it says complete create model. Well, I think we need to take a step back from that and really think about how we are going to do that. Because in development, what we did was we imported it from a file. We then placed into a storage of object data structure. Well, now what we're looking for is not an OBJ data structure, but an OpenGL data structure for our model. So that's OBJ, should say model data structure, I suppose, but it gets too long. So under API, I'm going to create a new file. It's going to be a header. And basically, we're repeating what we did here. So the header file is going to be called OpenGL. Funnily enough, OpenGL. And we're going to call this data structure. So you know already what's coming up, because you should have followed the first parts. So you should already know that that's exactly what we want. Here it is, it's a pragma once. So just have a quick look back, see how we did the past one. Not very complicated, really. We just wrote a load of structures, one for each of the types of things that we could get out of an OBJ. This time we have the control. We have the upper hand, sort of, because, well, let's be honest, OpenGL dictates what it wants up to a point, and then the user dictates what they want as well. So this is a two-parter. What should we call it? Model, I suppose. So we're actually at the model. Wow, that's rather groovy. So let's put our namespace in, and we'll call it model, of course. That's that. And finally, we have got to the struct model. I might just put 3D on the end to keep it away from that one there. Yeah, I'll put 3D there. Struct model 3D. There you go. And all we have to do now is type in what we want. What do we want? We will want the VAO, which is going to be... let's see, what does a VAO? So let's just... So we'll want a VAO. We will want the VBOs. So there's going to be plural on that. What else do we want? We're not doing textures, we're doing colours. We'll need, position. I'm just going to have position. I'm not going to put anything else in. This is a test. This is to give you an idea of how to construct all of this. So none of this is complete or expanded. This is just the raw basics to get our model onto the screen. So all we need is a VAO, a VBOs, and position. So in this case, we will need... What VBOs will we need? We will need index. Yeah. Our vertex positions. And our colours. Really? I mean, we'll just need those three. We should also record which shader. If we're going to be realistic about this, we should also know which shader it's going to be. There we go. You'd obviously add position. Here is the user's stuff. So this bit is, here is your OpenGL. Okay. That's everything to do with OpenGL. And everything below here is user's input. So what the users told us. So you'd have things like position, rotation, and anything else that's relevant, like controller type. You know, anything you want can be stored in here. You don't have to. You don't have to be fixed to one idea. This model 3D structure can be passed around, and well, we're going to hold the model 3D structure in a different program, and that model 3D structure is then going to be passed into our create model. This might sound a bit weird. It's because we are going to have more than one model eventually, one day, possibly. So what we would really need at some point is a full controller for all of this development, API, and possibly even the graphics card. We would need a full controller for this, and that's going to be the model warehouse itself. That will control everything. On initialization, all we're doing at the moment is we are initializing a model warehouse, and all we're going to do when we initialize it is load up one model. In a larger version, you probably load up at the very start, you probably just load up maybe 1 to 30 models, maybe, or 1 to 10 models. It depends on your system, how your system's going to operate, and we are going to be fully automating it. So yeah, that's even funnier. When we initialize the warehouse is going to be reading an initialization file, which we haven't written yet, and we are going to use an initialization file. It's then going to create the shaders, it's going to load up the correct models, and the models are going to tell us which shaders to use, if you can see what I mean. But I'll show you how that system all comes together towards the end rather than here. All we need to know now is that we're going to be needing to construct some kind of structure that we can hold the final model in. So, what does this structure need? This structure will need a shader. So let's start at the top, and we will hash include, and it's going to be Q OpenGL shader program. There we go. That'll do nicely. And all we do is we take that to there. Now, here's the interesting thing. What do we call it? Is it new? Is it going to be held somewhere else in memory? Remember, we're creating the shader here. So it's coming from here. Now, this shader is passing us a star. Is that what we really want? that's interesting. Or do we want a copy of the shader program so that we can take control of it? I'm hesitant to do that. I'm going to stay with pointers. So that will be star program. Well, you can see where it's coming from already, can't you? Alright, that's that done. What's wrong with it? What have I done wrong? Q, open... Oh. Sorry. It's me and my GLs. Shift GL. GL. Shader program. Thank you. That's correct. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to have a construct. This is a pure storage class. And I don't want to construct it. I just want it to store information. So in the last one, as you could see, we had loads and loads of structures and we were able to construct each one. In this, I'm not willing to do that. I just want to put that equal to a null pointer. Okay, so to save me from doing a constructor and initializing all the variables, I'm doing something different. This is also legal, by the way. You can still have a constructor. That's optional. That's perfectly fine. A constructor will be made, but it'll be made by the compiler, even if we don't use it. So you can still use constructor. So that's that one done. Okay. Next, VAO. VAO. So hash include Q open GL vertex array object. There we go. We'll have one of those next. We'll copy that. We'll pop it there. We'll paste it, and let's see, we haven't actually created one, so let's just put it as an asterisk. And that's going to be VAO. Why not? VAO equals null pointer. Okay. Here we are going to simply do the simplest way that I can think of. I'm not going to make any decisions about this or do anything complex. So this would really be a vector, but for us now we're going to just do Q open GL and it's a buffer. You can see how this is going already, can't you? Copy, and I would like 3 of these, please. So it's Control V, Control, get lost, Control V, and this first one is going to be star. And what we'll have is index, indices, we'll do it properly, and that equals a null pointer. Is this getting a bit, you know, easy? Here we go. And I took my star off. I want to keep it as above. So star, I'll just call it positions. And that equals a null pointer. And then I'm just going to have star colors. And that equals a null pointer. And And as this is a test, down here I need a Q vector 3. So that's going to hash include, and it's going to be Q vector, and it's 3D, please. Thank you. We'll have just the one of these, just here. Q vector 3D, open bracket, no, we'll give it a name, location, position, model position. Yeah, model position. And then it's open brackets, and let's give it 0.0f x. Yeah, comma, I want to give it minus 1.0f. I've got a feeling about that. I think we've done a 2 meter by 2 meter cube. I could be wrong. That's just going from memory. And in the z, I want minus 4.0f. I want it 4 meters into the screen. Oh, right, you can't do that, can you? Why can't you do that? Oh, I thought you could. Oh, right, okay. And we'll try it with that. Is it happier? Yep, that's happier. That's all you needed. Right, so that's the positioning. I think it's a 2x2. I don't think I changed the model. I think I just used the base model out of Blender. And if that's right, it's 2 meters by 2 meters. So it has to come down by 1 meter because our camera we're not using. Yeah, there you go. There is an automatic camera given by OpenGL. We're just not going to be using it. I think that'll do. It's a lot easier, isn't it? So that is your model structure. How are we going to use this? So let's talk about that. We need some kind of way of starting to organize our mind in how we're going to do this. So under source, we'll add a new item, and it's just for notes at the moment, and we'll call it model warehouse. Yeah, warehouse .h. Okay, so it's going to come down here. We may as well put in the other part of it as well. It's going to have a CPP file, so that will be model warehouse, and that's .cpp. Our main function. So how this is going to work, it's quite weird really. Well, it's not, it's very simplistic when it comes down to the end of the day. Let's pop you in there. And we can put our namespace in, I suppose. That's right. That's where our namespace will start. There we go. We're not going to be doing anything here, which for now, we're just going to be including it. Basically, I just want to put some notes in. The model warehouse, how this is going to work, it's going on initialization. So, let's have a look. So, just give ourselves a little bit of space. So on initialization, what we're going to do is we are going to make new, what we got, import OBJs. So that's import OBJ. We're going to make a new store OBJ. We're also going to make a new create model. So that's create model. We're also going to make create shader. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. We are going to initialize the storage of our models. So we need to make a model storage. And that's basically it. So let's see, I've included import. This is going to do everything. This is going to control the whole thing. So import store, we don't need that part because that's in store. Create and create, and we are going to use that from the API. That could really go outside of the API and come into here. No, I want it in the API. Because we are going to need to reference it, are we? Yeah, I think we're going to have to reference it. So, there we go. And when we update our warehouse, so let's just do that. And on update, as you can see, I do everything in English usually first. We are going to do we're going to draw our model to the screen. Okay, so model needs this requires an output window because of because on the update we are going to be drawing our models to the screen. We are going to need, oh, that's an interesting mistake. We are going to require an output window to do it with. So this will bring in an output window. Our output window can be created in main, and our main will set this up. Okay. That means main's going to have the timer. No. No, our main has an app to do that for us, doesn't it? Oh, we're on Q core, are we? Oh, God. No, I don't want to be on Q core anymore. So we're going to change that to GUI. And that means we change U to GUI. Okay, exec comes back in here. There we go. And that should all work now. I think that's right. Let me just check. Let me just check. Hold on a minute. Don't like giving you duff information. Q OpenGL. That's a list of all members. List, no, it doesn't matter. Just go. Let's just go there. Qt OpenGL. Here we go. In Qt GUI. So it includes Qt GUI. Yeah, we've done that. And it's going to use a GUI application and Q window. That's correct. That's what we want. I'm going to be using a window this time, so it's those two that I need. Yeah, that's lovely. I'm happy. Cool. So we're done for this episode. We have made a structure. So in here, we now have, what do we have? We have the OpenGL data structure. Yeah, I think that'll be all right. Okay, I think that should do. I think we're all done. Save all on that lot, please. Thank you. And I'm happy. I'm happy with that. We've now got an OpenGL data structure which we can use. We next need to go on to the model warehouse and start. We need to go back up to a higher level and start finding out exactly how we're going to use all of this, because this will make everything clear. It'll start coming together in your mind on how all of this is going to be used. At the moment, it's no good. But I'm just going to take this opportunity now to take this out of development. There's no point in having it in there. So I'll add a new folder, and it's going to be called OBJ loader. There we go. And what we're going to do is we're just going to take all of this lot out. There's no point in keeping it in there, really. Yeah, okay. Can I shift this lot? Yeah. Do the lot, please. Okay. Thank you. Development can be removed now. Delete. There we go. Now everything's in our source, and I'm happier. So there we are. We now have an API, a GFX card. We should have 3 things, and they are going to be controlled by the warehouse. That's right. Yeah. I'm more than happy with that. And that is episode 9. Wow, we're getting some episodes here. And that is, let's see, create model structure. We'll stop. There we go. That's everything. I've moved everything around, but hey ho. Yeah. Thank you. And commit. Sync. Do your stuff. Thank you. There we go. That's all saved now. Actually, that's saved to the internet. It's not saved on my server at the moment because I haven't set that up. But never mind. Never mind. There we go. And in our next episode, we're going to have a closer look at the warehouse before we do all of this creation stuff, because I want to make sure that I'm doing it the right way. If I don't do it the right way now, I will get as confused as hell when I try and do the model warehouse. So I think we'll set that up next. In the meantime, take care, and above all, have fun.